Whoa, what's he doing here? Hello pig, are you lost? What are you doing here? So that's where pigmen come from. Ooh. Hello, Aqua here again. This is episode 5 of my 1.5.2 beta of the Feed the Beast beta pack, 1.5.2. I'm on about. Pretty much where you left me yesterday. Just a little bit further over, and I've run out of arrows, so I'm struggling a bit. I've got a blaze spawner here, and there's also another one. Oh shit! There's another one up there. I've had a look inside this fortress. The fortress actually goes inside the cliffs over there, and I've had a look for an indoor blaze spawner, but I've not found one as yet. But that's not. It's alright. It's alright. I've got some blaze rods, amongst other things. And with these blaze rods, I'm going to make myself a ender chest and ender pouch, so I can start storing a lot of my stuff inside an ender pouch, so I don't risk losing it all when I'm out and about. This is where you saw me last yesterday. I was come here, you. No bag of cream. Okay. This is where you last saw me yesterday. I was around about here when I finished, so I've just gone up there. And I've done quite a lot of stuff since last episode. Now I'm skipping quite a bit of stuff. Like I'm trying to adjust going from my beginner series back to this. And the beginner series I try and show everything, whereas this I'm trying to. Well, I'm presuming people kind of know the mods a bit and don't want to see the new stuff rather than see me make stuff like family expansion stuff. So I've done quite a bit of stuff off camera, and I'm going to show you what I've done when I get back. But come here, you little creatures everywhere. The nether really is a lot more dynamic with Natura. I like it. I'm going to show you what I've done when I get back, but we're going the right way. Yeah, I am here. I like this quartz stuff. I actually need to check yesterday's video, see how far I got. I've added some quartz. I think 72 quartz I added, which has got this up to 4.5 arts of damage per hit, which ain't massive, but it's better than it was. So kills creepers in 3. It's like some of them nitro creepers there. I've not killed one of them yet. Every time they just explode really quick. So I've not been going near them. So that's why you haven't seen me kill one. And as I say, I've run out of arrows. I made a ghostwood bow. I killed one of them big spiders and it gave me flame string, so I had a look what it makes. And I saw that flame string goes into these, what I presume are Tink's construct bows or Natura bows. So I thought I'd make one. So I cut down the ghostwood tree that was just up there where we was getting that soul sand from yesterday, and made a ghostwood bow. So I'm going to try enchanting that in a bit. I think they may be getting added as. Well, no, ghostwood's definitely Natura, isn't it? It's not to do. I mean, Tinker's Constructs and Natura is by the same mod, so they kind of do have a bit of overlap. Ghostwood tree was just here, and if you remember, yesterday I was getting soul sand out of there, so that's back where we was. So I was quickly gonna get back. As you see, I'm moving pretty quick. I made some boots of the traveller that I've got quite a lot of damage on them. That's unfortunate. And I made some goggles of revealing. I've done quite a bit of adventuring. Not adventuring, it's like exploring. I've run around the overworld quite a bit. I managed to find a couple of great wood trees with cobwebs on, which they have chests underneath them. I found a jungle temple. I found 2 Thorncraft mound dungeons, like little hill dungeons, barrow dungeons I think they're called, aren't they? And I found a village, and the village didn't have a great deal. It had an apiarist, so I managed to steal a couple of apiaries from it, and it had some Tinker's Construct stuff, but it didn't actually have any. Didn't have much else. How do I get back out of here? I thought this is where I came up. That's a bit dangerous there. This is where I came up though. No, it's not. I may be lost. So I'd come up here. Yeah, and then I thought I'd come from over this way. Oh, I have. What am I doing? There we go, look. There's my little hole. What was I saying? Lost all track of what I was saying there. I'm going to go back into the overworld. Someone else has been in here, so I don't know. Tom and Jim was on last night when I logged off. Someone else has been doing a bit of adventuring here in the nether, because I didn't come this way. That's pretty cool. So I'm not the only one who's been in here. But right, let's get to safety, and I'll show you what I've done in the base. So yeah, I went mining for a bit, and then I've been getting some of these things, aluminium orberry bushes, because I'm finding aluminium quite hard to get. It looks the same. There we go. Got some there and some there. It looks the same as the Zycraft aluminium when it's in your when you smelted it, but it's not Zycraft. It's Tinker's Construct aluminium, I think, and you can smelt it into nuggets. These things, but it looks like you can also put them directly into your smeltery, which is something I've made. So I've got a smeltery up here, so if you look there, we'll put one of them in, look, it'll start cooking. So I presume if you put 9 of them in, it'll equal 1 ingot of thingy, but still, I think it's probably best to make it into ingots. This is Tinker's Construct. I'm going to talk about this in a little bit. I'll be back up here in a bit and talk about this, but for now, I'm just going to get all the stuff out of my inventory. I've had to expand my chests a bit because we've got no iron chest modding yet, so space is a bit of an issue. I've got 1 magma cream there, got some more glowstone, got some more quartz. So yeah, space is a bit of an issue because I don't know if to use barrels just yet. I will be going on to using applied logistics as soon as I've got a steady source of power, and I haven't got a steady source of power yet, so I can't really do anything with that just yet. I've got a nice thunderstorm going, so I don't know if that's from my farmcraft I've been doing or not, but let's keep it quiet and we'll tell the other guys. So I'll be putting crafted stuff in there. I'll put that bow in there for now. I'm gonna, when I get to level 30, I'm gonna see how this bow enchants, this ghostwood one. I don't know if it does anything special, but hopefully if I can get infinity on it, then I can use my bow a bit more because I ain't got many arrows, as you can see. Right. Look, let's start with this. This is pretty cool. Trash can, by the way. Anything you want to destroy, you just right click it into there and it'll annihilate it for you. So you can get rid of stuff out of your inventory really quick. A couple more machines added here. I think you saw the magma crucible and the induction smelter actually. I need to put power on that because I want some hardened glass. So let's switch my power over. I've run some of it. Christ, what's going on with that thunder? Still got no power source. Which is, I need to be getting on with that a bit. Mining obsidian's pretty slow. And you obviously need obsidian to get hardened glass, so I've been like dragging my feet a little bit with that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna need 8 bits of redstone conduit and an energy cell, and then we can start looking at getting a MFR tree farm on the go, I think. So what have I been doing down here? Give me the book. Done some more farmcraft research from yesterday. Researched the boots. I think I might have already showed you that, or I was on with doing that. And I researched the goggles. So I did that by targeting them by researching. They see the armour one there, Totem it's called. So I start research with something with armour on. So I've been starting research using leather, and then gradually you get rid of all the ones that I've got. You can boots of the traveller because they're armour, and of course goggles because they're class as armour. They all have that on, so I've been starting research with that, so it kind of targets you towards them a little bit easier. So yeah, I got them made, and I managed to get them both enchanted. I was hoping for repair, but I ain't got repair on either of them. There is a mod coming called, and I think Slowpoke has indicated, well in fact he definitely has indicated that it will be getting added to Ultimate. I don't know if it'll be getting added to this beta pack though. Called Thalmic Tinkerer, and that has a magical cloth rag that can wipe enchants off stuff. So in theory, by the time we get that, I'll have to put these to a side and make another pair. But I can wipe the enchants off them, and then re-enchant them and try and get repair on them. And then they'll just, even if they're real low durability, they'd repair. So that's quite cool. Is it night time? Can I sleep? It's not night time. It's just dark. It's been a bit weird actually. Look, at it's night time. Sometimes when it's raining, it doesn't seem very dark. Especially in the desert, because come here, you. So I'm not. Oh, you son of a. Where'd you go? I'm not using the minium stone to get ender pearls, so I'm trying to kill endermen whenever I see them. I was unlucky then, didn't get an ender pearl, it's a shame. A creeper blew my bloody sheep up. I walked out of here and a creeper just dropped over the fence there and killed my sheep, the bastard. So I've got no sheep at the minute for wool. This is the worst farm ever because things just keep jumping on it. I'm going to move these indoors pretty soon. The first farm of course to get is the MFR wood farm, tree farm. And then that should give us enough power to make all the rest of the farms. Right, what else have I done down here then? Oops. I made the shrouded pressure plates, by the way. That's the obsidian pressure plate, so only players trigger that. And you surround it with glowstone and quartz dust, and it makes it into a shrouded pressure plate, which is quite nice. I like that. I like invisible pressure plates, so I think I like them, but I think they should always have been invisible. I think they should blend into the block they're on. What else we've got down here? I haven't made anything else other than the boots and the chest plate. Like I say, I went on a big adventure. I'll show you roughly where I went. I've started some bee stuff, by the way. Oh, hello. What? I made him teleport after he died. Where'd he go? The whore. He's gone, hasn't he? He was dead then. That's cheating. You can't teleport after you're dead. I say I pinched a couple of apiaries from NPC village. NPC village is about 1100 meters to the east. About 800 meters to the east there's a jungle temple. And then from there I went north and then west and then back. And I found a couple of thalmic barrow dungeons, a couple of big trees. And I found a little one of the little totem things with a chest on. I found one of them as well. So I've got quite a few things out of chests. The apiaries I've put here, I've put in just standard forest bees and meadows bees, and I've automated that just so it's putting them in there and growing me some drones for now. Like I said, I'm going to do a little separate series on that, but it's not really worth. I've only got like about 2 minutes content worth doing for that up to now, so I won't be showing you that just yet. But once we can start doing some of them, I'm going to do a little separate company series that if you're interested in bees you can watch, and if you're not interested in bees you don't have to watch it. So there won't be any bees in this series. It'll all be in the little. Well, in fact, the amount we saw then is about as much as you get per episode. So this is all the stuff I've looted from chests and stuff. I've actually done really well. I'll have them torches. Let's have a go through here then. Some records. Records are good for Thalmcraft research. They've got the Sonus there. See the one on the end. I think it's called Sonus. Music one. Sticky pistons and stuff was from the fire charges were from the jungle temple. As is the repeater. So you can see I nicked loads of stuff from there. I also nicked a good couple of stacks of moss stone, and I give Tom a stack of moss stone. So I pretty much destroyed the jungle temple because it's full of useful stuff. That's pretty cool. Thalmium sword, hoe of growth, and an axe of the stream. We're looking at enchanting these and getting repair on them hopefully, but I'm not going to use them just yet. The Thalmium sword's pretty cool. I can make it into a sword of the Zephyr. For now, I'm just going to leave them in there. And of course, you get plenty of bits of steel armor and bronze armor and saddles and stuff. So I can melt these down into bronze. I'm actually wearing bronze gear at the minute because I thought I might as well, but rather than have no gear or use my iron. But I'm going to the steel. I'm probably going to melt down into steel dust. Yeah, it melts into steel dust in it, which means I need a blast furnace still. So I can't really do it with that until I get a blast furnace. I might just use that actually and make steel once I've got a blast furnace going. But of course I can make a blast furnace now because, well, I could anyway because I had blaze powder. You need magma cream to make that. You need 9 magma cream, and I've got loads of blaze powder, so I could easily make that. What I can do, unfortunately I've only got 1 ender pearl. Yeah, it's a shame. I can make an ender pouch now. Ender chest. I need obsidian, don't I? Yep, I ain't got no obsidian. Okay, I'm going to go and do a bit of obsidian mining down in the bottom of the world, because I need obsidian for this stuff as well. I've only got a little bit, and I need more hardened glass than that to mix up. So I'm going to cut the camera now. I'm going to go mine some obsidian. It's a bit tedious. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back, and I didn't go mining. I'm going to show you what I did instead. Just couple more things regarding this. I put these trees here not because I'm really interested in tree breeding, but I thought I'd let these leaves mutate just so I've got a start. I've still got a couple of mutated leaves there because I've got oak trees and birch trees near bees. So I'm getting mutated leaves from there in case I want to actually do want to do some tree breeding. I thought I'd just make a little start on it, but I probably won't. I couldn't be bothered to go mining obsidian. I'm going to make it with minium stone. So there's some things that I don't want to do with the minium stone, mainly blaze rods and ender pearls. But obsidian, I don't mind doing it because it's quite tedious mining obsidian. So I'm really quickly just going to find my... is it 4 of them? 4 of them? 1 of them? No. I can't remember a bloody recipe for... can't remember the recipe. Oh well, screw it. I'll start making the little bits I need here for some thermal expansion stuff real quick. Now, a couple of people have mentioned in comments and in messages to me about the new thermal expansion machines. They all sound pretty cool. One of them is... Right, I want a frame. Hang on a minute. Let me just quickly get my head around this. I want 8 of them. Cool. And I'm going to start putting redstone in them at some point, but I'll do it off camera. The 2 new thermal expansion machines. We looked at them the other day briefly. I'll just tell you what they are. I've not made either of them yet, but just so I know what they are again. Cyclic assembler is like an automatic crafting table, which sounds pretty sweet. And the energetic infuser is a charging device for like modular power suits and stuff, but it's really heavy, so you need to get a lot of power before you can actually use that to charge stuff. Something else I want to make actually is some of these glowstone illuminators. Have I got any glass left? I've got a bit of glass left, haven't I? Sweet. Let's make 4 of them, because they're new, aren't they? Let's do something new. I believe there was quartz in there, and redstone, and what else was there? Silver ingots. Okay, so I can make 3 of these, because it needs 2 each. Like that. It was like that. And what do I do with this? I just need a frame and some... Sweet. That's alright, isn't it? So I need to cut the water going into there for a sec. Oops. I don't want to do it all. What am I doing that for? I want to... Oh, I've got... According to that, I've got no water coming anyway. Okay. Oh, that's what I just did. I'm an idiot. Ignore me. I need to get the water out of there. And I will get some liquid glowstone. And when I'm back, we'll have 3 of these new glowstone illuminators. I'll do that a bit off camera because that's going to take a little while to sort that out. So I'll be back when that's done, and I'll probably get these done off camera. I'll be back. Oh yeah, one other thing with the bees is I'll look with them from one of them chests as well. No idea what they do yet. I'm going to have to have a look, see what they do for me. I don't want to waste them, so I don't know if I'm going to save them or not. And the other thing regarding the bees is to make sure that they actually work. So when I've added myself a chunk loader, and I've set it to a responsible radius of 25 chunks from my base. So my base is chunk loaded. So my farm's growing shit, and my loads of dirty flesh outside my door, just like the real world. Right, so I'm gonna make some stuff, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we're back, and that was pretty painful. The glowstone takes 2000 MJ per glowstone, so you need 4 glowstone for one of these illuminators. So that's 8000 MJ. It's a bit slow with the old clockwork there. But I've got an illuminator. I've got some other stuff as well. I'm kind of trying to fit loads of things into this episode. One thing I want to mention is stone around there and up above stopped it setting on fire. So that's a bit of netherrack, 1 block lower. And I've not had any fire problems. I did have a first. I didn't have any up here and all the roof set on fire. But that's okay. Something else I'm making here. Extra utilities mod. There's a thing called a sound muffler. There's one called a rain muffler. Well, I just thought I'm going to make the sound muffler. It's just a note block, vanilla note block, surrounded by wool. Sound muffler, so that should, in theory, shut these bastards up. I'm going to put it under there, see if that works. Look at that. Wonderful. That certainly works, doesn't it? So, sound muffler for cows and stuff. You can have one near your nether portal. If you want your nether portal in your base, I think they'll work for them as well. So that's quite nice. I like that. Awesome. Right, where do I want this illuminator to go? Next thing I'm going to do is look at the illuminator. For now, I'm going to put it right there. Is that the middle? No, I'm a dick. That's the middle. Come on. Messing about. And I don't know if it's going to be a good light source or not. Oh. It doesn't seem very bright. Does it need a redstone signal? I don't know. Shouldn't do, should it? Because it's... Oh, I also don't know how to break it. Well, I'll deal with that later, and because I want to get on with some other stuff in this episode. So I've got 7 redstone conduits running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 under there, and I've got an energy cell frame. I just need to make that into a... I actually just finished all this. Need to make that into a energy cell. There we go, redstone energy cell. I've got no power in it yet though, of course. But there we go. So we can start filling that up and powering all these. I'm going to do it with the clockwork engine. I'm going to start looking at a different source of power, possibly magmatic engine to start with, and something yet. But right, a couple of other things I want to make is one was the ender chest. Just so to remind myself how to make it, I had to look on the NAI, and it's of course like that. So I've got my ender chest. I'm going with cyan for my colour. So that's going to be my ender chest there, nice. And once I get another ender pearl, I'm going to make an ender pouch to match that. And actually, I think I'll put a diamond on that. You get the diamond back if you break the chest, so it's okay. I'm going to stick a diamond on the clasp there. So now that's my ender chest. Cool. Right, what else was I going to do? Really quickly, I want to make... Does this use 2 of these? 1 diamond, 2 gold, I think. My trusty Omni wrench that I've not made yet. No, that's not right. Is it 2 diamonds, 1 gold? Bugger it. Have we even got Omni wrench in the pack? Yeah, we have, of course we have. Cool. It's 2 diamonds, of course it is. Trusty Omni wrench. Probably the best single tool in the game. I haven't actually made it yet, but I wanted to... I was making a cyan wool, so I thought I might as well make that at the same time. Right, so the rest of this episode then is going to be all about Tinker's Constructs and how far I'm up to with Tinker's Constructs. Wood, dirt. I'll kick the obsidian on me for now. That minion stone can go in there out of the way. Right, so one thing I'm making at the minute is I'm making this aluminium into nuggets, because I'm going to be using it to make something. Right, let's edit myself a little bit. And I need my Tinker's Construct book. So I've got a few Tinker's Construct books now. If you look in the... I've been keeping them all here. I've made that, by the way. That's for Manufacture Reloaded, RedNet. Just really quickly touch on that. It gives you some examples. I looked at this in Creative the other day, and just some actual little example setups you can make later in the book. Here we go, examples, AND gate, timer, door toggle, daylight clock, stuff like that. So I made the book. I ain't going to use it yet, but I just made the book because I had a bit of plastic. The book is a plastic sheet, a redstone, and a book. That's how you make that, so that's pretty cool. I've got the 3 books now here. Mighty Smelting, I'm not sure if you've seen. So, you've seen this one, haven't you? So this is one that has all the tools and the different materials. What we want to be doing now is making alumite. And alumite has the cobalt level of mining, so you can go into the nether and mine cobalt and the other thing, that's the name I forget. I've also got some slime. I could make a slime crystal. Slime crystals are pretty tight. They've got a really nice durability, 3000. If you look at the best stuff in here, where is the best stuff? Million, that's got the same durability of 3000. That's 2.5 times on the handle. That's 2 times. So Million is a little bit better, but not massively amount. better. Manilium is made by mixing copper and ardite. So those are two things that are in the nether that you can man with the alumite. So I'm looking at making an alumite ingot, an alumite pickaxe now. So for that, you need to get into smelting. So let's keep that book on me for now. So when you first make some smelting bricks, which it tells you about in the first book you get, and come on, let me in the bloody desk. I was going to say the book in my hand. Titty. In that book it shows you about making your first bits of blocks for this. The seared bricks, that's what they're called. And of course you make them with grout. So clay, gravel, sand gets you grout. Smelting grout gets you seared bricks. Then seared bricks you can make, sorry, that's seared brick, yeah. Seared bricks you can make them seared brick blocks, smeltery controllers, drains, tanks, and windows and stuff. And then faucet, casting table. So you make all this with all that, with all them seared bricks. Use a bit of glass in there if you want them bits as well. But in this book that you get, it shows you the minimum you need. That's the minimum you need. So that's what I made. I made the minimum, and I cleared out under the floor up here, and I put the minimum in. I've added a little bit extra. The minimum was just one drain. That's the drain block there. You can see by it's got a hole in the back there, and I've added the faucet, and there's a table. And I made a couple of extra because I had some spare grout. These you can make blocks in, and the casting table you actually have to put a casting plate in. Now the first thing you need to make is the casting plate. So if you look in here, you need to make these blank casts, and for them use aluminium, brass or gold. Well, I used aluminium brass because I wanted to get my head around doing it. So I actually tried making some bronze, and I messed up, and I've ended up with a couple of bronze items that I don't ever plan on using. But I just slung them there out of the way. Like I've got a couple of bronze rods and a bronze tool piece. But like the same way you make the stencils in here, what you need to do is you need to make some aluminium brass. Then you can put it in the aluminium brass in here, and you can add a pattern to it, same as you did with the wooden ones. So there you can see I've got an ingot cast, which I made upstairs, and I'll show you in a minute how I made it. I tried using that one once. That's what I messed up with. I tried putting bronze into ingots there. I wanted to see how much it'd make. I messed up a bit, and then I ended up putting one in a rod, so I just used the rest of it in a rod. So here's our casts. Now you make a cast by making that it showed you there. Aluminium brass, so 3 aluminium and 1 copper. So you throw them into there, 3 aluminium, 1 bit of copper. That'll turn into liquid aluminium brass, and then you pour it into there, and it hardens into these blank casts. Then you take it down to your stencil table, and you can add things to it. So we've got a pickaxe head, a tool binding, and a tool rod. All good stuff. So now we can put that in there, and then when we make some alumite, we can pour it in there. So to make alumite, what do we need? We're going to need alumite, 5 aluminium, 2 iron, 2 obsidian. Should be pretty straightforward. Let's see if we've got enough aluminium for it. I'd say aluminium is not that widely available. Not going to be enough, is it? It's going to give me 4. How many was it that we needed? So I get 1 more nugget. It's going to give me 4, isn't it? Oh, it's going to give me 4 anyway. Card. 4. So how many was that again? It's 5 aluminium. So I need to get a bit more aluminium. 2 iron, 2 obsidian. So iron and obsidian is pretty straightforward. 2 iron. Of course, 2 obsidian. And I've got 4 aluminium, and I'll be back when I've got some more, so we're not waiting around. I'll get some. Yeah, it's not that widespread. Is aluminium down in the well, so back in a bit. Okay, so I got a bit from my aluminium berries bushes down there. I still don't know exactly where they need to be planted. I've got them down there just because it was in stone, but I don't know if they just have to be out the sun or they have to be near a rock or whatever. I'll find out about that, and I'll possibly make a big berry farm, big metal berry farm, because it seemed quite useful. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's significant there. We've got 9 pieces, yeah. So if you look here, we've got room for 9 pieces, and if you look in the smeltery controller, you've got 9 slots there. So if you bang these in, it'll spread them out over the 9 slots. And while we're cooking, I'll talk about this a bit. So there's your lava tank. This is your smeltery controller. These two are essential. You need these. Then all the rest of these can be any combination of seared bricks, drains, or I think that's what the thing says. So these have got to be either seed bricks or drains. You see when that goes in there, it puts all the bits in, and you can see it's filling all 9 slots up. We could make this higher, and there's no height limit, and every extra level of height on it you get an extra 9 slots. So if I wanted to make 2 bits of this at a time, I would need to fill this top level with bricks as well, and then that would be a 2 high one. And I'm probably going to do that with them glass bricks. I'll probably fill that with glass bricks, so you can actually see in there, because I can't get in there anyway because the roof's low. You see when the things melt, they turn into liquid, and they melt at a different speed. So the aluminium's already melted, the iron is over half, the obsidian is not quite. So you see there, it all turns into stuff, turns into liquid stuff, and once this is all melted, we should be able to get an alumite pickaxe. And unfortunately, I'm also going to need a handle and a tool binding. Now, these technically don't have to be made out of aluminite, I don't think, but I don't want to cock it up, so I'm going to waste a bit of material and actually make it all out of that. I could make a slime rod handle, and I could make a paper binding, for example. I might actually do that. We'll get this made first, and then I'll probably cut the camera again once we've made this, and look at that again. So, for example, if I had enough stuff in here to make a block of aluminium, I could pour it into there, and it'd fill that up, and I'd get a block of it. I think that's how it works. If I'd put the ingot pattern in here, it should put an ingot in there. That's one that messed up on me earlier. Now, I've seen Direwolf use the pickaxe, the pickaxe head. Can't say that, can I? So I'm going to use that one just to start off with. So you see the iron's melted, which is why that changed colour. So that's a mixture of liquid iron and liquid aluminium now. And once the obsidian's melted, what we should have there is 1 ingot's worth of alumite, I believe. So 9 of them, I'm going to get you 1 ingot's worth, I think. So that should be alumite. It doesn't tell you. It'd be nice if it did. So now, if we right click on this guy, oh, there is some left. Sweet. So alumite pickaxe head, wonderful. And let's see if we can get a full 2 out of that. That would be nice if we can. So swap that for a different binding. Oh, sweet. Right click that to get it out. Right click that to get it out. Let's get a rod as well, if we can. Well, that's changed colour. Was that colour before? Is that just because there's not as much in there? So there's still some in there, isn't there? Which is cool. So let's give it a go with... We've got all the bits we need to make a pickaxe. So this doesn't have to be a massively upgraded pickaxe. We're just going to use it to get cobalt, and the other one is iridite. Let's see if we can make an ingot. So I've got the first cast I made was the ingot cast. I thought at first you had to make ingots and then use the ingots to make the metal, but let's see if we can fill that up. So what's that made me there? That's made me an obsidian ingot. Oh, okay. Did I use too much obsidian? Is that just liquid obsidian left in there? Obsidian ingot's kind of funky, isn't it? Okay, I don't know what the hell's going on here then. I've certainly had a little bit of extra there. So I got an aluminium ingot, an alumite ingot, and 2 obsidian ingots out of that. That's quite interesting. Okay, so I presume I could use them to make tools. Obsidian ingots. Science. So now, if we go to our table here, and we'll make a pick, and we've got our bits there. Let's make an alumite pick. I ain't been naming. You can name these when you make them, but I ain't been bothered. I've just been making them as such, and they say mine level there is cobalt. So that's the important bit. So now we can go to the nether, mine some cobalt, and I guess if I was to make, for example, sword blade. Yeah, look, I can make an obsidian sword blade using them ingots. And of course I could also make an alumite sword blade. Or, in fact, I could have made it all into ingots, as I originally thought. And you can make the alumite pick it that way. So you can make a pattern for it, or you can just make an ingot pattern and put it into ingots and then do that. So I guess making the direct pattern for it cuts out the middleman of having to make it into ingots. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice... It seems quite complicated when you first look at Tinker's constructs, but it is pretty straightforward. So now I can go to the nether and I can mine some cobalt. So I'm going to see how long the video is, and I'm going to be back and I'll show you mining a little bit of that and see what it goes from there. Okay, so here we are, back in the nether, and ending the video like it started. I've got a gas there being a bit of a pain in the balls. I've only got 3 arrows left, but I've got some iodite ore, and now with my alumite pick I can get some cobalt ore that I've been looking around for, and I managed to find a bit. So I think it works that, because these are all, they should give you 2, so a block of that and a block of that together in the smeltery should give me enough to make a weapon or a pick. So I'll be doing that at the start of the next episode, and for now I'm going to sign off and say thank you very much for watching. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers, bye.